I can hear you right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's those two nerds again on Sunday at
Yeah. Oh,
four-ish.
jeez, dude, I didn't even notice that. That's from the win. That's from taking out the dog.
Man,
Man, we're just not gonna make sure we turn our head at all. We're just gonna
just
keep it
don't
very
look this
straight.
way, don't look that
Yeah,
way. It'll be fine.
yeah. Um. So yeah, what's up, everybody? Those two nerds, episode 67. I am Veer Coach.
And I am Nictus from Nictus Plays Games.
We'll get it. We'll get the timing down one of these days where it's just like instant. Like when I say it, you're gonna say it right after me.
Yeah,
It'll
one
look
one
good.
day, maybe when we're back in the studio together again.
Yeah. So pretty nonchalant / exciting week. Depending on who you are. So during this week, it was actually kind of hectic. A lot of crazy things happened this week.
We actually have news to talk about this week. We have things gaming related to talk about this
Yeah. It won't be just, hey, Kev, how are you doing? Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Like it won't be that way. But so PS5 went back in stock at Walmart. Obviously another banger of a fiasco where you can't get a PS5 because of bots and everybody raging. Pretty much the same thing all over again. Nothing crazy. No change.
No.
And there was people that went to Walmart, actually got some. I know some people that got one. It's been nuts. Apparently, they're going to have them active again for Black Friday,
Well, of
online
course.
only.
That's I think that's why the sales, I mean, especially Walmart, they sold out like that. I mean, it was a couple of minutes and they were gone. And I know that they were limiting them to one per person's, at least this time. So I think that they were trying to save some for Black Friday. I think a lot of the retailers were trying to save some for Black Friday, and that makes it hard when something like this comes out around that time of year. I mean, you want to get it into as many people's hands as you want, or that want it, but you can only make so many, and you can only distribute so many, and you can only promise so many to so many stores.
Yeah. So yeah, with this, obviously it was another train wreck. Anybody that was there for the PS5 launch when they were allowing people to buy them for the first time, bots after bot after bot, taking them away. Supposedly nothing has been confirmed. Some guy bought 275 of them, all using bots.
I saw a picture of the guy's inventory. So unless it was a really clever Photoshop, I mean, it looked like a legit picture to me. The dude clearly had a lot of them.
Yeah,
He's selling them for $1,000 a pop on eBay.
I mean, it's literally like Turbo Man all over again, Jingle All the Way.
Oh, it's terrible.
But I mean, here's the thing, guys. I just highly suggest that if you have a kid out there that you promised a PS5 to, good fucking luck. It's probably not going to happen. No offense. Like, it's just you'll have to get extremely lucky. It's not going to be one of those things. But give it time. I promise you will eventually get one. They will be in stock where you can walk straight up into that store, go pick one up. And I think they're going to do the limited one per customer.
They should.
For a very long time.
I mean, and honestly,
I see 6 months plus. I see 6 months plus. Max probably be in a year. I would say that they'll have the one per person. Now it doesn't stop somebody from bringing their wife and then their husband or whatever.
Listen, if they want to go through all of that, cool.
Well, you go into the store together. You each you pick one up, and then 5 minutes later, the other person comes walking up. Oh, can I get one of your PS5s? Okay, cool. Whatever. You won. You won the grand prize. But guess what? You're now at the point where everybody has one. As soon as they start hitting the store shelves, everybody pretty much already has one.
The holiday gift guide this year there's a lot of really cool tech stuff out. There's a lot of new tech out. There's a lot of next gen stuff for PCs, for console gaming, and little tech gadgets that are unique. So, I mean, the PS5 was a fucking fiasco. It was terrible. It was a horrible experience. To anyone that got one, congratulations. Especially if you legitimately got one and you weren't using non-shady ways to get them. You just, you got it in your cart. You press the button. You got it. Good job.
Honestly, I wouldn't even care if you used a bot and you only bought one.
No, I wouldn't care about that either. That doesn't bother me.
But soon as you go to resell, I don't care if you went out and bought 5.
If you
If you
actually
bought
had a
5,
use for 5 of them, like
if you bought 5, you're like, man, I bought one for my brother, I bought one for
fine.
my uncle, my
Even
grandpa.
that doesn't bother me.
Cool, because I know you're not gonna go sell it to him for 1,000 beans
No,
unless you're a shitty fucking family member.
no, it's the scalping that bothers me. When
Yep.
you look on, if you go up over to eBay right now, there are 4,200 plus auctions for PS5s
Oh,
right
I
now.
mean, yeah, it's insane.
4,200. That's not counting where they're listed on Facebook Marketplace, where they're listed on those other like selling sites. There's a bunch of eBay is obviously the biggest one, but 4,200.
Yeah.
4,200 of these things did not get into customers' hands. And I mean, the internet has been having a field day with it. They're like, "Oh, well, you should have got one," and the guys that got them are kind of rubbing it in other people's faces, like, "Oh, well, if you wanted one, you should have got it." I'm like,
I mean,
okay,
go
we
ahead.
we tried. It's not like we didn't try. I tried on the pre-order day. I tried on the second pre-order day. I tried on the Walmart day
Here's the
when it
thing.
launched. I wasted
Go
3 days
ahead.
of my life to try to get one of these and could not get one. And I tried the
Go
honest
ahead.
way.
Go ahead. Be like, oh, you didn't get one. Cool. Congratulations. You did it. But at the same time, I know I'll eventually get one.
Yeah, like
I will be one of the cool kids. And like
I'm not upset about it entirely because
this is the
there's
first
only
time I'm
like
not.
one game out on next gen right now that I even really want to
Yeah.
play, and that's the remaster of Demon's Souls.
And in all honesty, like this is probably the first time in my lifetime that like I don't really care about the new gen consoles. Like I could give two shits if I ever own a PS5 or an Xbox. I mean, in all seriousness, because one, I have an awesome PC. I mean, that's first and foremost. Like PC, technically, I mean, everybody says it, PC Master Race. They're right. They're customizable. There's tons of gadgets and everything in them, and you pretty much everything that gets released besides exclusives. Um, they're like, yeah, I would love to play Spider-Man, the Miles Morales.
You can. It's on PS4.
I know, but it's on PS4. I'm just saying, like, I would love to play it on the PS5. I just would. It would feel different. It would hit
I'm
different,
telling you,
as they all say.
it looks amazing on the PS4.
Oh, I
It
know
really
it. I
does.
know.
Like
Yeah.
the generational shift is going to be painless, and you're right. Most PC games are always going to be infinitely better to play
Well,
them on the
yeah.
PC.
Well, it's just like this was actually talked on the I think it's Hex Quarters podcast. So he's the owner of Optic Gaming. Okay. So Call of Duty obviously just came out this past Friday. We'll get more into that later. So Call of Duty comes out. This is the first time ever that anybody can compete in Call of Duty on any system. So you can play on Xbox, you can play on PS4, you can play on PC. Only rule is you have to have a controller. You have to play with controller. You can't play keyboard and mouse. It's the only rule. This is the first time ever. It's always been exclusive. It's always been, hey, Call of Duty's on PS4, the competitive scene. If you want to play comp, you have to have a PS4. Now anybody can play on anything. Xbox One series or whatever, the new Xbox, PS4, PS5, vice versa. That's awesome. That's actually huge. Because that's the first time this has ever been done to where they're allowing this. And I'm honestly quite shocked because everybody is starting to realize like, okay, like the race war is kind of coming down. It's not nobody really cares because for competitive reasons they're going to cap the frames to make it fair for everybody. A guy playing on 200 300 fps versus a guy that's playing on 60 120, where's the fairness? Like you gotta, oh, because I'm rich and I got a PC, like fuck you, like I win. No, that's just not what they'll do for obviously competitive integrity. um but it's neat. It's neat to see because, like I said, PS5 people are loving it. I've seen some people stream it, capture it. It looks beautiful. It's very well put together. I mean, aside from the humongous shape that it brings, it's been very interesting to see. And with the PS5, the biggest downside and the one complaint, aside from the pre-orders, no optical cable in the back.
That's actually kind of surprising.
So you know how our Astros, the mix amp plugs in with that optical cable in the back.
Yeah.
On like the PS4s, you can't do that.
I mean,
There's n- there's no way to have.
I mean, there's workarounds. Yeah.
There's no way. No good way out there right now to where I can have my Astros plugged into my PC and still hear my PS5 games out.
Sure, you can. Same way I've been doing it on my Switch for the last 3 years.
I know there's workarounds, but
I went out and bought a $6 device, and it does everything that I
I
wanted to
I
do.
know, but it's so
The
what I'm trying to say is
no, the optical
you got
port
to buy
is
more stuff.
ideal. The optical port
Yeah, I don't
is
understand why
absolutely
you would take it out.
100% ideal. I don't know why you wouldn't, because I think maybe because a lot of even home systems now are switching over to HDMI ARC for like sound bars and stuff.
I
But to
mean,
not have an optical on it,
but
that seems
I
kind of silly.
my thing is probably I would say in all honesty, I mean this may be a long shot, the most probably used headphone in gaming is Astros. I mean, it's pretty simple. Like you have one, my dad has one, I have one. Anybody that's played COD pretty much owns them.
I don't
You go,
actually use mine for console gaming.
I know, but because you do a lot of just you play on the TV.
Yeah,
So, but like for people, so you go to a COD event, everybody has fucking Astros because they're super cheap. If you just want the headphone piece, it's like $140, and they compete with Turtle Beach. Now, obviously, if you want
that's
the,
not super cheap for a headset.
but it's a nice headset. You can agree with me
Yeah,
that this
it's
headset
a
is
nice headset,
very nice. It's
but to
worth
call it
every
super
penny.
cheap, it's not. The biggest drawing power to me for the Astros is the fact that basically it's like it has two sound cards.
Yeah,
I mean
I mean,
that's
yeah,
absolutely the best.
the mix amp's beautiful.
The mix amp is gorgeous.
I really wish I had the 2.0 mix amp. That thing is beautiful. It goes from, I mean, it's literally taking the box itself and turning it sideways and making it thinner. So like it just looks more, I don't know, I don't know what the right word to use, but it just looks better on the desk. It doesn't look so fucking big and boxy. I mean, we're talking about a 4-inch box, maybe 5-inch. Um,
Talking
and
about big boxes though.
yeah, no pun intended.
Why are the PS5 and the Xbox so big?
Damn big.
They're so
I I,
big.
I think it's because what they had to put in them. If you want my opinion, I mean, these things are trying to be PCs, mini PCs, in a way. I mean,
We
the
got
Xbox,
some chat to catch up on here. Hold on here.
yeah, the Xbox itself is, I mean, it's a legit rectangle box. Like, I'd throw that at somebody if somebody broke in. Like,
I'll tell you what. I feel like you might hurt yourself if you try to throw the Xbox Series X at someone.
yeah,
It's
maybe.
okay. So I wasn't lucky enough to get the PS5. Everybody, I mean, you guys have all heard my rants about it over the last whatever. I mean, I'm trying. I'm gonna still try. I'm not gonna put a lot of effort or lose a lot of sleep over it.
Yeah.
And mostly because I've invested a lot of time, money into Sony brand. A lot
Mhm.
of exclusive games that I still am in the middle of playing or haven't finished or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's been a really good generation for me. But with that being said, I also used to play Xbox back on the 360 days, and I skipped the
Yep.
Xbox One because there wasn't much draw power for
Awesome.
me to play it. There was
Oh
nothing
yeah.
there.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I couldn't agree
But I
more.
did end up getting the Series X. I got lucky, got it on Amazon. It was one of those things. They even told me that it probably wasn't going to ship until like after December the 10th or whatever, and it showed up this Saturday. So I don't know. I got one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hook it up to my TV right now, and it does not fit in my damn entertainment cabinet. It is gigantic, so I have to like rework some stuff, and it's huge.
Yeah. I mean, PS5 is ridiculous. PS5 is just short of a regular tower case for a PC. This thing, when it stands straight up, a lot of people were complaining that when they got their packages that the frames were
Yeah.
dented, scratched,
Yep.
and stuff like this. Now, this is something that apparently you can buy and you can get different frames for because people were making that. Sony actually sued a company for doing it because Sony, quote unquote, had the idea. They just didn't market it out there yet. They had the patent for it and stuff. And they sued a company that was making the sleeve, the white trim sleeves, customizable, like all this cool shit on it. They were like, nope, sued, get that. So basically, they were allowed to ship out any of their products, keep all the money that they made, but in return, they had to shut down their company or remove the item. But do a fan support donate for a PS5? I mean,
I don't think we
it's not.
have that many fans.
I mean, the thing is like it's not like I need money to buy a PS5. I
No,
can buy a PS5.
that's the thing that's
I just
frustrating.
can't get one.
I've never tried so hard in my life to give someone $500 for something and not be able to have it.
Yeah.
So it's not just PS5. Xbox Series X had like record-breaking pre-sales.
Yep.
The launch was just as hectic as PS5. The biggest difference is that they had like basically one go around and then the launch day and then that was it. And they're
Yep.
sold out too. And they were not
And
easy to
then
get either. They were
then
very
look at
hard to
30.
get.
Then look at 3070, 3080s, 3090s. All those
All
can't
the
buy
new
them anywhere.
graphics cards, all the new PC graphics cards, they're gone. You ain't
Yeah,
getting one.
they're gone. And everybody's
Now,
doing their best effort to do the sites where it's like, oh, we're gonna put you in a wait. You might get one, you might not, or like an email list. Oh, when we get one in stock, you have 24 hours to buy it, or it's fucking somebody else's turn. They're trying to do their thing with it, and it's tough. It's a tough scenes right now if you want a new thing.
if you
Uh,
especially and COVID didn't help, right? I think COVID
oh,
made it more
dude,
difficult to even produce as many as they wanted to produce and manufacture. And the PS5 basically said, we're not going to be in stores on launch day. So if you want one, you gotta go buy it online and pick it up or have it shipped to your house. Now, we did hear rumors that there was some places where you could actually go in and buy them. There was maybe some Walmarts or something other that were doing it, but that was not the norm. For the
yeah.
most part, like Meyer got none. Meyer had
So
none. In their weekly ad, it did not say that they were getting any on launch day. All it said on their weekly ad was coming soon. And I'm going to assume Black Friday. That'll probably when they put them all out on the shelves. I went in and asked. They didn't even put the Xbox Series X out on display until the day after the launch. They put them out on the 11th.
yeah, so kind of with the COVID and shipping situation, I'm actually I'm living proof of this example right now. Most of you guys know I play League of Legends, stuff like that. I'm really into Worlds. I love the World Championship and stuff like that. I always like to support my team. So I bought a package deal with a custom jersey, custom jacket, custom joggers, and like a mask. All custom. My name on the back. And they said in the thing, 5 to 6 weeks, it will be at your house. Now, this is a Worlds 2020 special edition. Like it's not just a normal jersey at that point. So they said 5 to 6 weeks. We are now cruising up on 9 weeks without getting this package. I get an email this week because I was so excited. I was like, I check my email every day. I'm like, it's going to be here today. Today's the day. I get an email actually from the CEO. I mean, he probably sent it out to everybody that bought one and says that I can read the email, but I'll kind of shorten it up. That there's going to still be a longer delay. That they are still working on this item, and there will be an update on when you will get the item next week.
Nice.
So we're gonna be going on 10 weeks next week of not having a package, and like, don't get me wrong, is a part of me sitting here like, damn, I really want to email these guys and say, fuck it, keep your shit, give me my money back. I mean, 10 weeks in today's day and age, that's too long.
I'm fine. I can wait 10 weeks.
10 weeks?
If someone told me that I could pre-order or get a PlayStation 5 and I'd wait 10 weeks on it, I'm cool with that. And you know why I'm all right with that? Much like Frustration just said, welcome to anyone backing Kickstarters. I've backed games and I waited over a year to get the stuff. Over a year.
So
That's 52 weeks, man.
but do you know you're signing up for that? That's my question. You know, Kickstarters is one thing, but the brand, I won't even name them, is a top tier brand. This would be like Nike saying it's going to take 10 weeks to get you your shit. You wouldn't be happy. You wouldn't be happy. And it's not that I'm mad at him because, like I said, I get in today's age. Like, I'm not mad. I can wait.
But dude, you're used to prime time, right? Like, I'm gonna buy this package here in 2 days. That's just what you're used to.
Amazon has made us spoiled. If I order fucking AirPods online right now, They're going to be at my house tomorrow on my front door.
If
And
you
you
got
want to
them
know how I know
earlier in
that?
the day, some places they could have got it to you today.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, everybody's on back order. Like, I know people that got, perfect example, COVID hit. My brother bought a couch a week before COVID hit, and it was supposed to be there like the following week. It was like 2 weeks. That was it. They didn't ship it out to him for like 3 months, 4 months. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I get the restrictions, and with Kickstarters and stuff like that, like, you're a starter brand. You don't got the shipping power that everybody else does. And I totally get that. And it's not that I'm mad or frustrated. It's just like, man, I really want this product. And like, I went into it like, okay, 5 to 6 weeks. I can do that. It gave me my disclaimer and said, due to COVID, this is going to take probably 5 to 6 weeks. But we're working on week 10. Now, what they're doing for me, and it really helps out a lot, is they're giving me a free $10 mouse cord bungee. You know how sweet that is? I'm going to show you guys my mouse.
Sure, I
You
guess.
see this? No cord.
I was like, you use a wireless mouse.
It don't do shit for me.
I have a corded mouse, but I don't feel like I
So,
have problems with it.
but like I said, it's a mouse bungee. Really cool, whatever. Like, cool, they're throwing in a free $10 thing. I get it. But like, I still, if I would email them today, they wouldn't be able to give me an active time on when that could get to me.
It's not their fault though, man.
I know. I agree. I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad. Wireless, this is actually one of the top mouses in gaming today.
Yeah, this is coming from the same guy who has been rocking all the wireless controllers for years now. I mean, like, come on, we all play PS4 and Call of Duty and
Yeah,
Bluetooth
I mean,
controllers. It's
here's the thing. I
fine.
mean, you got the $200 scuff controller. I mean, but like I said, I know you
You
have
keep
the
talking
Razer one.
about these things like these are normal things for every gamer to have. I got my $140 headset and my $200
Okay, I'll put it to you
PS4
this way.
controller.
I will put it this way. Anybody that plays on their fucking monitors, they got the top of the line headsets. I don't care if it's Audio Technica, Logitech, everything. Like, they spend money on their equipment.
I'll be really honest with
And
you,
my
man.
PS4 controller is wired.
I gamed on my monitor for the past year and hated it. Hated playing my console games on my monitor. Love playing PC games on my monitor. Love keyboard and mouse games. Don't want to play games with a fucking controller on my computer.
I mean, here's the thing. I wire my controller because input lag, Bluetooth stuff. Like, I mean, my controller stays wired all day long, and that's probably why my fucking like charger port for the controller feels like a hot dog down a hallway. Like, when I put a cord in to it. I mean, it's fucking sucks. But there's something about equipment. Like, I get it. Not everybody that's a gamer, quote unquote, is gonna have the $200 scuff controller. Gonna have the $140 headset. Gonna, have the whole shebang. But there's
I mean,
people
I
that
have a lot of that stuff because I got it for streaming, but I didn't
but
invest in the extra controllers and stuff.
Oh, I know. I mean, here's the thing. I don't recommend to anybody that's not a competitive player when it comes to Call of Duty to go out and buy a $200 scuff controller. Go buy the $130 Xbox Elite controller. Go buy the Razer controller. They're doing the same thing.
You know, the controller that came with my PlayStation 4 is pretty nice.
Those are nice. I agree.
Now I do have one of these, and that's the Pro controller for the
That
Switch.
looks so dirty right now.
It's actually not. It's not dirty. It's not dirty at all. Those are actually really nice controllers, and it works pretty damn well on my PC too.
And I mean, here's
oh yeah, it does got a little bit of dust on it. Sorry about that, guys.
It's better than scuff metal buttons and not thin plastic. What buttons are you talking about? Are you talking about like the buttons that like these buttons, or like the triggers? Because I know controllers now. Like,
you're muted. We can't hear you, bro.
I'm not muted.
Yep, now you're back.
I was muted.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I must have done something. Paddles on the back. So those are metal. So that's actually a common brand. So Scuff, obviously, yes, they are plastic, 100%. It depends on how you hold the controller, and I'm not going to get into how to hold a fucking controller right now. But it comes down to a lot of factors. Some people grip the shit out of a controller and they can blow through any controller on the market. That's not me. I'm like, I don't feel like you need to press that hard. It's not going to make you do more damage.
It does on the new controllers on the new PS5 controllers. How hard you do press the triggers matters.
But it's reactive, so that's
Yeah.
cool. My PS4 ain't reactive.
I haven't gotten to mess with the
Yeah.
controllers, but everyone that says the new DualSense controllers are pretty dope.
Yeah, so with like Battle Beavers and Razors and stuff like that, like I agree. If you're a person that kind of they're hard on controllers, it's just the way they grip them, anything like that. I would recommend getting a more durable controller than a Scuff. I just will. But I mean that's talk. I could talk about that all day long because I'm also the same person. I can pick up any PS4 controller and still do just fine. I don't need the paddles. It just helps. It's like cheating. I mean, it really is. You broke several paddles. Now, kudos to them. They sent me replacements at no charge, but the razors I have in my piece. So I agree. And stuff like that. Like, there's plenty of people out there. If it was me and I had to do it all over again, I'd get the one with button personally, just because what's going to last longer? A thin piece of plastic hanging off the back. I mean, where I'm going to be using it all the fucking time, or use the metal ones. It's just how it is. But overall, I really. I don't have a preference. I kind of stick with a brand, and once I get into that brand, I continue. They're my ride or dies. That's just how it goes. Same thing with like Logitech. I'll buy anything Logitech.
I've never had any complaints with anything Logitech I've ever bought.
Yeah.
I've been buying their equipment since probably like when we had Pentium 2s and Pentium 3s. Like I've been buying keyboards, mice, webcams.
I'll buy Logitech. I'll buy anything that has an Asus title on it when it comes to a monitor. Schwill.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll buy anything Elgato because I know it's good quality.
Nope.
I've never.
Not
You won't buy
anymore.
Elgato?
Not anymore.
No,
I've
you had
actually,
that one problem with that capture card, and now your butt hurt.
it's the capture card. It's the second Elgato product I've ever bought, and it doesn't work right all the time.
I've never had a problem.
Well,
Ever.
you're not running your system the same way I am.
How are you running your system that's different than mine?
I mean, I have the system split off, but I told you I have to disable
Does it-
I have to disable it from my
I know.
my motherboard sometimes.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think that's Elgato's fault.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
it is Elgato's fault.
What I'd be curious, no joke, is for you to bring that over and have me plug it in my machine and see if it works the same. Like, what if it was just your Elgato, your actual device, but it may, that kind of stuff.
It's probably it's probably the motherboard, honestly.
So,
AverMedia makes better cap stuff.
So AverMedia, yes. AverMedia is the way to go when it comes to getting higher resolution / frames, hertz, whatever you want to call it, for streaming. If you go dual PC and you plan on doing PC dual streaming where you stream PC games, you better have an AverMedia, because right now the only piece of software that Elgato will support for over 60 hertz is their 4K one. Their 4K one's pretty expensive, but the AverMedia one will already do that for cheaper. I agree with that. But at the time, I bought an Elgato, and when I tried to do dual PC streaming, I was sadly disappointed. So, and kind of speaking of stuff about upgrading computers and stuff, I posted on Twitter this week potential new build for myself so I can do dual streaming. It's something that like I'm not really pushing because I have a great computer right now. It's just I think I'm going to buy pieces and parts as I go along, and I'm not going to sell my PC that I have now. I'll just make it in a streaming PC. And Kev thinks it's dumb. That's okay.
I never thought it was dumb. I never said that.
You always think I'm dumb, no matter what I do. It could be the best decision of my life.
No, I don't think that you're dumb or make bad decisions sometimes. I think that you act a little hasty, but I think everybody does too. Like the one day you're like, I need to do this thing, I need to do it right now. And I'm like, why are you going to invest all that money in another computer when you don't really need it right now?
Yeah. Well, I
like
just
because you were
found out-
talking about going and buying the stuff and doing it like 2 weeks ago, like right now. I'm just going to do it all. And I said, you ought
Yeah.
to just get what you need when you need it
Well,
and upgrade as you need it. So,
I saw the Crucible 1 terabyte NVMe 2.0 SSD. Narrow it down. SSD. It's awesome. It's going to be 1 terabyte for $83. About $70 cheaper than any other competitor prices. So Black Friday deal, by the way, guys. Anybody that needs an SSD, I think I'm going to pick one up just to even get started on the build. Because the two things I'm waiting for, I'm not building anything unless it has a 3070 or a 3080 in it. Obviously, those things are not easy to come by right now, so I'm not super stressed.
oh no, they're really easy to come by if you want to pay a lot of money for one.
Well, I mean, you can get in the line. I've seen people do the get in the line one, and they're getting them. And honestly, that's the way I would go. But it'll be a while. It'll be a while away. It's not this whole PC build is a 6-month plan.
Let's see. Also, less lag. I've got both in syncing, doing things like X-Wing, cam on table, and dice cam. Elgato is always 2 to 3 seconds off. It depends on what kind of system that you're running. If you're running a one that's an internal capture card from Elgato, there is no lag unless your computer's a piece of shit.
I've never had lag. Yeah,
Never had lag with my internal card. My external card running USB, yes.
GRT 5000. I personally, I don't like AMD products. I like their processors. I have nothing against their processors. I will slap a processor in today. I will not slap a graphics card from them in my computer ever.
Nope.
I refuse.
No,
and that's
I've just had so much good experience with it. I've had good experience with NVIDIA.
Yeah, that just comes down to brand. That has no hate towards AMD. Like I said, I will slap a processor in there today.
No, I'm running an AMD in my computer for my processor. I've had zero complaints with the processor. It works fine.
And like I said, I have nothing against them. Before anybody's like, AMD Master Race.
Sarah Galford, thank you for the like. We appreciate it.
They offer a cheaper product than Intel. And that's what I like so much is they have better speeds and they're normally $100 cheaper than any Intel graphics card, or not graphics card, but CPU chip out there. And they're like, it's way better. It's not even like it's close. And their new Ryzen series that they brought out, the 5600X, those are badass CPUs. Like, I mean, it's proven. Like they've already tested them up against Intel's, and they blow them out of the water. And they're decently priced. But graphics card, I'm always going to stick with like NVIDIA, EVGA, all that stuff. Just because it's like special place in my heart. Like I probably still won't slap an AMD in my machine. I will probably still go Intel. But that's just because I like them. I've never had problems with them. I've always been able to have Aura Sync, all this stuff. And
Me and your dad now both are running AMD in our machines as far as the processor, and like I said, I've had zero complaints with it, none. I mean, I've used Intel and AMD now.
Everybody I built,
and I like them both. Graphics card, however, I don't know. I feel really comfortable with the NVIDIA series, and I think it's because I've been using them the longest.
Well, and also anybody that I build a machine for, I send them straight over to AMD for the CPUs. I tell them don't get Intel. You're wasting your money at times.
It kind of depends on what you want. No, I mean it depends on what you want to do.
But just overall, AMD is faster. It's better. It's got the threads. It's got all that stuff.
It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish with your computer. If you're the type of person that wants to multitask a ton, then the AMD is going to always outperform the Intel. If you're the type of person that is like, I run one process, I run this game, I run this one program, Intel's going to do better than AMD could ever hope to do.
Yeah. Well,
so for multitaskers, like if you're a streamer and you're using multiple things up, that's why I went with the AMD. Like when you were telling me the difference, I looked them up and I was like, well, the AMD, they said it performs a little bit better for multitasking. The Intel, they're less.
They're awesome. Like I said, I'd slap any, but if you're like, man, I'm really trying to spend this amount of money, it's the easiest $100 to take off a machine any day of the week.
Well, the difference between the AMD and the Intel was more than $100 when I got mine. The equivalency, it was almost $200 difference, which I was willing to try it, and I even told you that I was like, I haven't used an AMD chip in a long time. I was like, I'm willing to try it.
Yeah,
I have no
I'm the
complaints with it.
I'm the same way. I'm looking like I said, I'm looking to build the second PC. Well, really the main PC. And like I said, it's a 6-month process. I could care less about the 3080s. Like I'm not going to sit there and fish for them. I'm probably to the point where I'm like, you know what? If I can go into my local Micro Center and go pick one up, that's when I'm going to be probably buy one. That's probably how long it will be
You
because
you know as well as I do that when they go to a new series, those cards I mean they're crazy good. They always are, but it's usually like their second in line because they usually do about three. So
well,
their
yeah,
second ones in line are usually like the best value, and they're usually they blow away the ones that
well
just
they do,
came out.
yeah. Um, I know for a fact with that, yeah, because they always do the first base series. They always do the TI. They always do the supers.
Yeah,
Supers like the new thing since the 2070 and stuff like that. But even those, go look it up right now for a 2070 Super, which is essentially a 2070 Ti. They're $700-800
yeah,
right now,
they're
and
gone.
I'm
I
like,
mean, you can't buy them anywhere. Everyone bought them all.
well, then I'm like looking at these 3070s, with the what is it? Oh my gosh, the 3070. Right now on Nvidia's website, the 3070 is 500 bucks. Just saying, do your homework. There's some really nice features between the new Ryzen and the was it Radeon or yeah, I'm like struggling. They're cheaper than the 3080s. They are. Like I said, for me, I have no hate towards AMD. It's just like it's a comfortability thing. It's like
It's just a brand preference. It's like
yeah, it's like
it's like when a
like
guy prefers McDonald's to Burger King. It's
yeah.
not that he has anything against Burger King. Burger King's probably okay. He just prefers
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah, or Nike versus Adidas.
It is. It's
Do
you
you
like
like wearing
you find a
yeah,
brand, you like it. When you're not it's not even about brand loyalty, right? Cuz here
yeah.
I am, we're going into the next gen console thing and I just picked up an Xbox. I haven't picked up an Xbox since the 360. I completely skipped last gen.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
the same.
have
I
hundreds
agree.
of games for the PS4.
I agree. I think AMD has gotten a lot better over the years because Nvidia didn't have really a competitor for a while. I mean, everybody was like, "Oh, fucking AMD." Nah, I'm getting an Intel chip. And then all of a sudden AMD was like, "Hey, we got some big kahunas over here. Like this shit's powerful. Try us out. We're cheaper and all that stuff." I have no hate towards them. And, I will do my homework. I just know myself. I'm going to go into that store, see a shiny 3070 or 3080, and be like, ooh, like all that stuff.
I have brand loyalty to them, and it's because almost every computer we've ever built has had NVIDIA graphics cards in it. You know how many of those graphics cards have failed? Zero. None of
Mhm.
them.
You don't know the power of the
Oh my gosh, I just got a subscription. Thanks for the
You're,
subscription. Moneybags Web, we appreciate it.
yeah, Kevin, your new Xbox is running on the new AMD graphics chip.
Okay, I didn't build that, bro. I'm not sure what the correlation is. I didn't build that machine. If I built my Xbox, I would have put a fucking NVIDIA graphics card in it. I know you're like trying to catch me up in some shit, but I will never own a PC as long as NVIDIA is around that does not have an NVIDIA graphics card. End of discussion.
It's
And it's not
over.
because it's better.
It's over.
It's just what it is.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the same way. It's the same way when I go shopping. Um, every like power supplies. That's another one. Everyone out there has a 80 plus gold, 80 plus bronze, all this stuff. And I buy the same one from the same company every year. Every time I build a new machine, it's always a
Yeah.
Corsair.
Yeah. I like
Always
them.
Corsair.
You get
Cases.
you get
Cases are
used
the
to a
same.
product, man. Like
Cases are the same
you
thing.
get used to it. That's what you like.
Well, that's what's funny. Cases are the same way for me. Anybody I build for, Cooler Master every fucking time. I really don't even let them pick. I say you can pick, but I don't let you pick. So I'm like, Cooler Master. Cheaper, better, awesome. Like, I mean, you can't beat them. Like, everybody goes down the line. They see all these sweet products and like $200, and I'm like, this case has 3 fans just like the other one that light up, make you look like a fucking circus clown, and it does the same thing. It's gonna do the same thing for you. And guess what? If it doesn't have enough fans in it, I'll install more fans for you. Like we'll have this thing.
Speaking of my computer, you're gonna have to come over and take a look at this. I think something's
What the
wrong.
hell did you do? It's always you.
I
You
didn't
never
do
can have
anything.
anything. You can't have anything nice.
The
I've had
that's the lights. The lights inside. They've never been right, man. Even when you first put it together, I don't feel like they've ever been right.
the lights are right.
They're not
What's wrong with the
lighting up-
lights?
They're not lighting up on the cooling system at all. None. No lights.
On the cooling system.
Yeah.
I'll have to see. Are the fans still spinning at least?
Yeah, the fans are still spinning.
Okay, cool. Well, I was gonna say if the fans
The
are
most
spinning,
important part of the cooling system
It's
is
still
still working. But
take
I
it
mean,
out.
I'm kind of frustrated that I have these cool lights and they're not doing anything.
the only problem I had with your board, and it was your board more than anything, is that it wasn't RGB controlled from outside, from a outside source.
No, I agree. That sucks.
That's the one complaint, because like I said, I have the Asus board, and it's fucking awesome because I can just click an app on my thing. I can change colors.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like when I first hooked everything up, it was working, and then the other day when I was playing D&D, it wasn't working, and then earlier today when I turned my PC on, it was working. So I don't know what's going on.
All too easy.
I have no idea.
I'll check it out, man.
Daniel, thanks
take
for the
on
like,
Tuesday.
man.
Take
But
on
that
Tuesday.
and that's the thing. Like I haven't changed anything. Like I didn't do
Yeah.
anything. I haven't moved anything. I haven't pressed any buttons.
It takes
It's
2
just
seconds. I
it's
mean, you
just
could
been sitting there.
it could have easily wiggled a little bit, because
maybe.
it's not like
I
they
don't know.
snap it. It's not like they snap in. It's like, I mean, you can if you wiggle them the wrong way, they'll probably come like.
I haven't
they'll flip
touched them though. I haven't done
I'm
anything. with
saying in a move, anything. I mean, anything could happen. It's just like that's the scariest thing for me for any move is moving my fucking PC.
them.
So I'm like, if I drop one
agree.
piece of
Yep.
equipment, well, gone. That glass shatters in there, that tempered glass. Might as well scrap the whole machine. You're never getting it all out. I mean, like I've seen so many horror stories, and like that's the biggest concern for me. For like the one guy I know, he builds PCs and ships them out to people. Like his own, he doesn't have like some factory where they're going in a box. Like he opens up the box, the case came in, he puts it back in, but he uses this like expanding foam and then seals the tempered glass, and the foam expands out till it can't expand no more. And it's pretty cool stuff. But I'm like, imagine building for somebody and that shit shatters. Like you're just out money. There's no way around it. It's not. I mean, you can do. I would assume he probably does the shipping stuff with like UPS and stuff. That's
Sure.
like protection.
Yeah, I've
So
seen
this
how
I-
UPS and FedEx ship stuff, man. They don't give.
I mean, they go up to your door. There's like.
That's
I mean,
not
if they-
fair. I can't say that. That's not fair. There are some people
If-
that they do work
if
for
they
them,
could
and
reach-
they do a good job.
If they didn't have to get out of, I'm surprised they just have it installed like a cannon that attaches to their car. Like as they're driving, they're just like, just starting to shoot it at your doorstep. I mean that's the way of the future right there. That's a $1 million product.
So
You can find a way to safely shoot packages at fucking people's houses.
It's.
Yeah, I think
you're gonna. It's like Christmas is just gonna be. I think Christmas is gonna be weird this year.
oh man,
As far as like holiday shopping and all the cool tech
do
stuff
your
is
shopping
online.
early.
And do it early.
I wouldn't even say it doesn't have to be fully online.
No,
but I
do it
will say
online.
expect shipping times to be long.
Yes, especially from places like Amazon and stuff. Believe me,
Yes.
Amazon's probably going to get you your stuff faster than most places. But even they right now aren't
Dude.
guaranteeing even Prime shipping on some stuff that they normally would
Here's the
guarantee
thing.
Prime on. And we're only halfway through November.
Personal experience just happened. Buddy of mine ordered rain, like a case of rain, and case of the like ice sparkling like water drink. Very simple product, not too crazy. Got the 1-day shipping on it. Supposed to be here Friday. It said it won't be here until Monday. So get your shopping done.
Yeah. And if you're
That was
if
the
you're
product of drinks.
if you're trying to get these new tech items like the new
Oh, don't
graphics
even
cards,
bother. Don't even
if you're
bother.
trying to get a PS5 or an Xbox or even not new stuff like the Switch is sold out again in most places. Like
Xbox said they won't-
they brought restocks in and they're almost sold out again.
Well, Xbox said they can't guarantee your product until after holidays.
No, at this point they're saying nope, and Nintendo is saying the same thing. So what all launched? The Xbox launched this week. The new PlayStation
Hmm.
launched this week. The Nvidia cards they're starting to ship out and stuff. And then like the weirdest thing, and it's a Nintendo thing, came out this week, and everyone can't get it, and it's on eBay for like $200, and I don't know why. Is this little thing? It was the celebratory thing that they did for the Mario 35th anniversary. It's this little thing. It's a Game and Watch. I don't know if you ever saw them, but they're like the old little Tiger handhelds.
Hmm.
It's it's got like the full on version of the original Mario Brothers game, Super Mario Brothers game. The full game's on it, and it has
Yeah.
this other little game on it that's like the old Game and Watch. And it's a $50 product. It's got an LCD screen. Got a rechargeable lithium ion battery in it, but it's basically like a glorified of the old like Tiger handheld games that we used to play in like the 80s and 90s. Like that's basically all it is.
Yeah. I
$200 people are selling these things on for, and they're scarce. This is another one of those products that because Best Buy, I've never seen it ever in my entire life. I feel like they've been trying to cut down on some of um, the bots and the people buying more than they can. They actually were releasing the inventory for these and the PlayStations and stuff a little bit at a time. They didn't say this is how many we got, go ahead and buy them. While they were like, no, we're only going to release a few. And I know that they were trying to cut down on stuff, and they did it on these too, but it's already sold out, this little Game and Watch thing. I got one. I'm pretty excited about it.
um I think like I don't know, man. It's just like I think we should just buy a whole bunch of them, and then we'll be like they're grade 10, and then sell them for millions of dollars like
He
later on in
said,
life.
Moneybag says, "Ooh, Tiger, second grade distractions." Exactly. I had like four or five different other little Tiger handhelds. I had a basketball game. I had a Batman game, and I had this one. I think it was supposed to be like uh, Double Dragon, but it was terrible. Um, and then I had a couple other ones, which I don't remember what they were. I kind of inherited them, but I loved the Tiger handheld games. They were so fun,
Yeah.
and like they were for us before Game Boy came out, right? Like the Tiger handhelds came out.
Yeah.
Tiger TMNT was the bomb. I don't think I ever had Ninja Turtles. But this thing, like I said, it's a lot more expensive than the originals. But I've actually seen. It was interesting. If you look on eBay and stuff, you can find some of the original Tiger handhelds. They're going
Yeah.
for like crazy money,
Oh, I
crazy
mean,
money
yeah.
right now.
I would assume for
I'm
sure.
not really sure why, but it's just got to be one of those like nostalgia things, right?
Oh, I
Especially if they're
mean,
still in the box. Like if you have one that's still in the package. One of the ones for the Batman movie, it was selling for like $500.
they were like I said, I mean, there's so many people out there. It's a weird time right now. Like people are going obsessive over Pokemon cards,
Dude, I know.
buying the shit out of these things. Like
They're buying all
all
the
these
old stuff.
old stuff. Old stuff's really big, obviously, with like these popular YouTubers that have that kind of money. But then there's some people out there that are like buying those Charizard external
Charizard
packs,
boxes, yep.
Charizard boxes. If you find those, go pick those up. You potentially have about $600 sitting there.
Dude, you sent me the 411 on a couple of them that were Target when I went up there to go get them. Gone.
I should have bought them. I didn't know how much they were. They didn't have a
They're
price tag on 'em.
gone. They're $40.
Yeah. If you get so there's Charizards in them. I don't know. There's like 12 packs,
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that, 10 or 12.
I'm telling you, I if you find them, I'm going to be doing it personally. I'm going to get them and keep them sealed.
He says Beyond the Board up in Dublin has a stack of them.
Go buy them. I'm not even kidding you. There's Charizards in there that are worth $250 each.
Well, it also just it doesn't hurt that the Charizard happens to be good. So a lot of
Mhm.
times when these box set things come out and these little collector's tins come out, the cards are decent, but and sometimes they might make an appearance in like a tournament level deck. But the Charizard that they released, I guess, is an amazing card, and it's one of the top tier cards in Pokemon Standard. I don't know. I don't play Pokemon Standard, so
Yep.
I'm only telling you
So
what I heard.
so the Charizard GX, it looks like a rainbow that's graded 10. Obviously, when you probably open it up, it's all about centering. There's a whole bunch of factors that go into it. $415 average selling price. Um, there's another one from the set that is worth 215 on average. Trying to think here, kind of scrolling through because Yeah, so you can open up a whole bunch of Charizards. There's like 3 different Charizards that are in those boxes. Um, I'm just trying to look
Well,
through
those
these real.
packs too. The packs are weird. It's one of the weirdest sets they've ever done. It's the Champions Path booster packs. You can't buy just Champions Path booster packs. You can't go to the store and just buy like a pack. You can't even buy a box that I've seen. They only put the boosters in like collector's boxes and stuff. That's the only way to get them.
Uh, so there's a Charizard VMAX. Average price selling right now is $400. Yeah. Um, yeah. So if you go find these, you have a potential to open up. Like I think one guy went out and bought. Now this is when they first dropped. He went out to every store in his area, almost in the state,
Yeah.
buying these. He bought $2,000 worth, over 200 and some odd 10. Like it was a crazy amount of cards. This guy opened up enough to buy like he almost had like $30,000 worth in like the collection. It was insane. It was really cool to watch him open up 212 of these tins. Like it was insane.
It's
S-
because of the scarcity of the boosters. Like I said, you can't buy
yes.
them by the box. That's why. And some of the cards in the set, like you said, because they only are available in these like collector's tins and these collector's boxes, you can't just go to the store and go, I want to go buy a Champions Path
Do
booster
you
pack. You can't.
do you see these going for like crazy prices 10 years from now? Sealed tins.
No. And the reason that I don't is because Pokemon has addressed it. The Pokemon company, they said that they're going to continue to print and print and print and print.
So you think this is an item that you should just sell if you get it?
I think that if you are lucky enough to get one now and you can find someone that's going to give you good money for it, I say sell. I mean, there is always the potential that it could go up. There is always the potential that it could stay about the same. It kind of just depends on how many more they decide to print. We really don't have any way of knowing that. But they even said that they understand the players' frustration. We're going to get more out to try and get them into as many players' hands that want them. And I guess this has
So
happened before with another box set where the cards weren't as expensive, but they were being all bought up by people who were reselling them and by retail stores who weren't even putting them on the shelf. They did the same thing. They printed it into oblivion, and the card's now worth nothing.
so go out and buy these, open the bitches up, fucking sell. But like I said, I think that would be cool. And that's something that I would love to sit down and do with you.
For
Like
for
just
for Pokemon investments, like if you want to invest in Pokemon cards, get stuff from the WotC sets when Wizards of the Coast owned it.
I mean, but think about this. In all honesty, just think about this for just a second.
I'll sit and open up Pokemon cards. I like
You
Pokemon.
buy 10 tins, 10 of them, 12, 120 pack. You crack one of these, just one. You pay for the whole 10.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's good investment right there. And I'll put it this way. I love Gary Vee. Anybody that's watched this stuff, this dude buys like all these baseball cards, all this stuff. And like, he's like, dude, there's serious money in this. Like, this is a serious, because here's the thing, you got to go into it not having a care in the world for the card. You're just there to make money. And we might just be as bad as all the people that buy PS4s and then resell the bitches. But
I mean, I've done.
because it's hard for you. It's gonna be hard for you because you like Pokemon.
I do. I like it.
And you're gonna open up one of these, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be kind of like from Good Boys. Like the remember they had that card and they sold it to the one guy
Yeah.
to make money to buy the helicopter or whatever, the little spacecraft. That's gonna be me and you. You're gonna be like, no, I don't want it.
Well, it's like I always said. If I had the chance to, get some of the original old Power 9 Magic cards, like, because when I started playing Magic, I won't even tell you what you could buy a Black Lotus for when I started playing Magic.
How much? $50?
Nah, you could get a Black Lotus for an alpha or a beta one for around $100.
Can you imagine?
And I saw them in cabinets. It's not like I'd never seen one. Like there was multiple in cabinets. I could have went up and just been like, "Thank you, I'm going to buy those."
This is what Kev would do. I know.
Do you know how much we paid for how much your dad paid for his 4 Tundras that he bought when those came out, like the original ones, the Tundras from Revise? What do you think he paid for them?
I don't know, $20.
He paid $13 a piece for them.
Yeah.
You know how much Tundra's worth now?
$400 a
Revised
piece.
No,
400
I
piece.
don't think they're quite 400, but they are sitting around the 325 mark.
So here's my thing. I know you pretty well. And I think personally, if you had access to a time machine, you couldn't tell anybody else about it. You just go back in time and just go fucking swoop up all them Black Lotuses and then come back to the future.
You're damn Skippy, I would.
Oh, I mean, you'd be set. I mean,
We
just
didn't. I mean,
absolutely
like we
set.
didn't know. So when we started playing Magic in '95,
Nobody knew Charizard to be go for $300,000.
Well, I mean, those cards have always been popular. They have.
They've always been popular, but they've never.
Even when Pokemon first came out, the card game first came out, the Charizards were selling for a couple $100 a piece.
There is roughly 50 grade 10. Obviously, this has been graded. Charizards out there. The Charizards that are worth money from the first edition, all that stuff. About 50 of them that are grade 10. This dude owns 62% of them.
Well, that we know of, right? I mean, there could be some sitting in a box somewhere.
There could be more PS
that no one knows.
This dude owed 62% of them. Now, don't get me wrong. He went into whatever, because this was on fucking the Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
And like they were like, he's like, I do like a $500,000 for these cards. Now this was years ago. This was before the hype. They're now worth like what? And Rick was like, I can do 350,000. And the guy was like, oh, Rick wouldn't do 350,000.
No, he wanted to do way less.
He wanted to do way less. He was like 200,000. And this guy now, for not selling those cards, and like Rick could be sitting on a fortune, which he already is. Like one card is worth what he was offering. One card. This dude bought. Well, the one guy, what is it, Logan Paul? He bought one off of that guy from Pawn Stars.
I don't know why you
for 150,000
that you're trying to get actual money out of to a pawn shop. I don't know why you would do that.
If you needed money. If you absolutely needed
These guys
money.
Clearly don't need money. They're trying to actually make money off of their stuff. They know, especially these guys that come in and they know what their collectible thing is worth. They know what their rare items are worth. They have a really good idea that it's worth a lot of money. And then they're insulted when the guy that owns the pawn store offers them, I don't know, 25 or somewhere between 20 and 40% of what it's actually worth, because they have to sell it to make money.
Oh, I know. Well, it's just like the one guy I watch him on YouTube. He learned it from Gary Vee. Gary Vee, every Saturday and Sunday, he goes yard sailing.
He goes out to yard sale. We need to go to every yard sale that we ever see from here on out. Just me and you. We'll buy everything.
He goes to yard sales. And we both have garages that are fairly fucking empty. We could store a lot of shit.
We can store a lot of stuff in our garages.
And here's the thing. This dude, no joke. And he proves it. He's like, I do this because he said when I didn't have any money, he says, I would get on Facebook Marketplace, go find somebody that's selling a table for free as long as you come and pick it up. Picks it up and goes sells it. He'd carry it on the bus and then he'd go sell it for $60-$70 that he just got for free. And he said, you'll deliver it to him. Even if you'll go deliver it to him. And he says, go do that. And he says, when people get mad at you because you're reselling their products, he says they shouldn't be giving it away for free anyway.
I just gave a bunch of stuff away for free. I gave away about 4 boxes worth of stuff out of my garage away for free. I don't want it.
But here's the thing. If somebody went out and resold that today, you would not give a shit.
I don't care. You know why? Because I didn't have to mess with it anymore.
Yeah.
It's no longer in my garage.
But this
and
guy
if that guy takes the thing that I gave him for free and goes and makes a couple $100, or I don't care if he makes a couple $1,000 off of it, good job, bravo. Nothing that I sent anyone is going to give them a couple $1,000.
This dude went to yard sales and he bought a whole box of Hot Wheels. I mean, a box a moving box to the brim with Hot Wheels, $5.
Yeah.
The average car price on most of the Hot Wheels in there was $25 a piece.
Yeah.
And this...
See, that's like... There's certain collectibles that I know are worth money, but I don't know enough about them to make educated purchasing decisions.
No, he just says you go on eBay.
Like I know that Hot Wheels are a big thing, but to tell you which ones are worth money, like to look at them, I would have no idea.
He says so
average, I wouldn't buy them.
Matter.
I wouldn't
it don't matter. But he was like, no, you just get on eBay. He's like, go look at the car as soon as you find the car. look at redo the search with that exact car model, whatever, and then just look at how much this item sold for. He says you go in there and you just go sell it for that every time, pay for shipping, and he says you'll make $200-$300 a weekend just yard sailing.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm like,
mean, you want to talk about retro video game stuff or magic cards or comic books or DVDs,
go out to a
CDs.
yard sale. And
I
go
can
find
tell
a
you
Mario
that stuff
game.
that's worth money. I know what that stuff costs.
Go find a Mario game or a Zelda game, like a retro one, and go sell it. I
Thanks for
guarantee
the subscription, Seti Chomper. We appreciate it.
if you go and find one, you'll be
Nintendo
happy.
stuff. It's just Nintendo stuff in general. Nintendo stuff
Yep.
just holds its value. It's just more value.
Only thing I wouldn't buy is like Beanie Babies or whatever.
No, I think the Beanie
wouldn't-
Baby thing, the hype on that is
Well,
pretty much
he
over
said
unless you have the good ones.
He said stuffed animals, stuffed like Disney from Disney Store. Those sell for great money, great resale, because you could buy them for like 25 cents a piece from like yard sales, and then go sell them for $15.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this dude's a genius. Like, if you didn't have any money,
I do buy a lot of retro stuff, and I've gone to a couple yard sales, and you know, like when you look down and you can buy a copy of like The Legend of Zelda on NES, then buy it. Unless they're wanting like $100 for it.
did you? I don't think
They're
you
gonna
ever
be
heard of
like, you can buy that game for $5. Okay, buy it for $5 because it's gonna always be worth at least more than that.
Did you? I don't think you ever heard, or you probably didn't see it. Some guy at Goodwill bought a stamp book for like $3.
Yeah.
It had stamps in it that were worth $25,000.
I mean, I hear about these things all the time. You remember when they used to do the storage wars, where they would go in and find the storage units, and then they'd open up the door for a second, and everybody could kind of look in, and you just get like a general idea. You have no idea actually everything that's in there, and then like you bid on it. Like they close the door back down, and then you bid on it. Well, then the one guy, one of my favorite episodes was the guy that he went in there and he bid. He bid like a crazy amount of money, and no one else wanted to bid on it. So he bid this crazy amount of money. He got the thing, and when he was going through it, he found some vintage posters that were worth a couple grand a piece. He found a box of baseball cards. Now, he couldn't see that it was a box of baseball cards. It was just a shoebox full of baseball cards. And it had like some of the old like Mickey Mantle cards and some of the old like the old Yankees players, Babe Ruth, and the box of baseball cards was worth like $100,000. Then he also found a box of Magic cards back from 93, 92 era, 93, 94 era. It had like Moxes and Lotuses and dual lands, and the Magic box was worth probably $100 grand. So
I mean,
he found a box of like vintage G.I. Joe figures, like the 12-inch vintage G.I. Joe figures, and I think some of those sell for $10,000, $15,000 a piece. It was a box full of them.
Here's the thing, man. One man's trash can really be another man's treasure.
I know that there's money in toys and junk.
Well, the one used game shop that's over in Gahanna, when the one kid brought in the Donkey Kong game.
Oh, that pissed me off so
and
bad.
They hoed that kid, didn't they?
Oh, they hoed that kid.
So Donkey Kong, like a rare edition Donkey Kong.
It was the console. It was the Donkey Kong console.
Yeah.
The N64.
They were like giving him $50.
I think it was $50.
And this thing sells
at the time. It was worth like $500 or $600.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect them to give him $500 or $600 for it.
No, but give him $3.
But to give the
him
kid
half.
$50?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You know, that kid's like $50. You know how much Wendy's I can buy for that?
Well, I mean, it was probably his brother's. You know, or maybe it was his dad's, and his dad was like, hey, yeah, you can go sell all this old stuff. And his dad probably didn't know it was worth anything.
That's why I look up everything. You ain't getting
If you're ever like, I'm going to give this thing away, or I'm going to throw this thing away, no lie, look it up. Look it up.
Maybe surprised.
You may be surprised that it might be worth something. And personally, anyone out there that's watching right now, if you have Nintendo stuff, if you have old Nintendo stuff, and you're like, I think I'm going to throw that away, or I'm going to put it in a yard sale box, call me. I'll buy it anyway, and not because I want to resell it. I collect Nintendo stuff. It's going to go in my house, and it's going to look cool. And I'm going to use it, and I'm going to play it, and I'm going to use it. I'm not going to sell it. All my Nintendo stuff is not getting sold until the day I fucking die. and chances are it's probably getting left to one of my nephews or one of my nieces, honestly. So it'll be
I
in the
already got the
family for a
Magic.
long time. I'm
I already
not
got the
making
Magic
money.
collection.
Yeah, like the Commander deck that you gave Ash and Ryan. So he had this dope Commander deck. It was like a 5-color dragon deck. It came out a couple years ago, and when he bought it, the deck was like 30, $40. It's just what they cost. It's been sitting upstairs in his it was still in the box from when he moved, and he's never opened it. He bought it, just never opened it. He's like, whatever. So he gave it to him when they wanted to learn how to play Commander, and he didn't look up the value of the deck, and the deck's worth over $200 now. So like, always check. Fortunately,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
it's his homies, and he knows that they're going to keep it and play it and use it. So I mean, you got to
For
feel
sure.
a little bit less bad about something like that.
Oh yeah.
It'd be like if you were like, oh man, I really want to start playing Pokemon, and I gave you all my cards. I'm like, here you go, have fun. But only under the stipulation, only under the stipulation that you weren't going to sell them.
I'm just
If you
sitting there
didn't want to play
hard
anymore,
shuffling that bitch.
give them back. Like because I could sell them, but I don't want to.
Yeah, for sure. But I know we're kind of running up on time.
Oh
'cause
yeah, we're good on time for today.
I got dinner reservations because it is my anniversary. So
What time is your dinner reservations?
it's 6:30, so I gotta
Nice.
jump in the shower real quick.
Where are you?
I have one eye
wait,
is like
wait,
water.
don't tell me where you're going because there could be people that could be stalking you in the internet world and we don't know it.
It's not Cooper's Hawk. There you
Okay,
go.
not Cooper's Hawk, and it's probably not McDonald's.
Honestly, I'd probably no.
I'm kind of like digging some chicken nuggets right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, go Wendy's. 100%.
They do have
bag.
they do have the best though. Although McDonald's right now has the buy one get one for $1 on the 10-piece nuggets
Yeah, but
and the
here's
filet
thing, man.
fish.
Biggie bag, $5, chicken sandwich, 10 nuggets, drink and fry. Can't go wrong. But we're gonna end it there, guys. I appreciate everybody that came out. Those to Nerds episode 67 is in the books.
67.
Yeah, 67. I appreciate everybody coming out. Lots of chatting. We appreciate it so much, and glad you guys still stick around with us.
Moneybags Web. I know you're an Xbox guy. I'm gonna get in touch with you and get your gamer tag. We'll have to jam on some games now that I have an Xbox again.
Yeah. But I'm Veer Coach.
I am Nictus from Nictus Plays Games.
And that is another episode in the books. We appreciate it all so much, guys. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Watch some football, play some games, be nerdy.
Yeah, what he said.
That's what they all say.
That's what she said.